You're gonna make old Homer proud, man. Where's Homer at? You out there, bud? Look at that. That old chew growing out, man. Hey, welcome to the Closing Beat. Happy Thursday. How you doing out there? That's me. That was our clients there, and calls me Doby-Wan Kenobi, and I don't know. That's pretty good. I think that was a pretty good view of me, right? Hey, anyways, welcome to the show. We are in the middle of transitioning our studios and getting everything set up. So this is our temporary studio. We're just hanging up something every day just to kind of show things that people have sent in to us over the years. Do appreciate it. We'll be back here tonight for clients, actually, 8 o'clock tonight, our Wine and Wealth class. I do it every Thursday night for the most part, holidays and stuff. And tonight's a good one. Won't be a long one, so if you got a minute, come hang out with us. You go in the dojo, you'll see me pop up live there in our private portal, and we're going to do probability of profit over every single time period. Very cool. We took it a step further, actually, today and got a little bit more in there. So be a good class tonight. We'll see you at 8 o'clock there. Also, our research site, if you want to join a research site, can't be a client, that's okay. It's $13 a month if you want to join us there. We've got top dividend stocks. We've shown pullbacks and strength in those dividend stocks if you're interested in that, and a whole lot of other good stuff there, too. It's free for clients, so don't sign up. I don't think it'll let you, but if you're a client, you don't have to pay. It just shows up automatically in your dojo. If you're looking over, it's going to be hard looking at that the whole time. I should get one of those robes. Anyways, I'll try not to focus on that. The stock market today. A little bit of green, right? So if you look across the market there, I'm going to start with the Russell 2000. We'll just knock this sucker out here. You've got the Russell 2000, very, very good mover here. Once again, the leader today, it is across the board buying, right? So if you're looking today, you got small cap value, growth, and the index just all moving higher here. To give you an example how fast this is moving, by the way, at this pace, it would take over the S&P and the NASDAQ for first place year to date in less than 10 days. So that's how fast this is moving. The Russell, man, picks up, wakes up, and got out there doing its thing. So if it continued, 10 days, you'd be looking at a new first-place leader there just shortly after the NASDAQ took its first-place spot. The NASDAQ was one of the quieter ones here today. It was the weakest out of the group there, and that's because of the large caps. I've been saying this over and over again. There's only a handful of stocks moving you higher here, and those stocks didn't participate today, for the most part. You got Facebook, Amazon, all down on the day, or both down on the day. You got Alphabet also down on the day. That dragged. I think Apple was the only one that posted a little bit of a gain. You can look at Microsoft, a slight down move there. Netflix, if you want to include them in the mix. Netflix, so extended here. You got to be careful. What happens now if these 5-6 stocks decide they're going to start pulling back? You got the index moving higher, and everybody's like, yeah, look at the stock market go. No, it's not really the stock market there. I'm going to point out a few things for you here in just a second. But if you're looking inside the NASDAQ today and you just kind of want to know what's going on, it was those large cap names there. I'll point out Alibaba here real quick. Gave back all of its gains on the day. Alibaba says it's going to give 100 billion yuan to Common Prosperity Initiative. That's the Chinese version of what they're trying to implement now, which is sort of fair financial policy for everybody over there. Distribute from the rich and sort of help the rest out. And so they're going to be donating that money there. So that was a little bit weak on the day. Other than that, it was just kind of the large cap names that were weak. If you look at the S&P 500, just as I said yesterday, the gains today all attributable to really just a couple stocks. Facebook, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, no help today. Notice how the market can't get anything real done on a day where those stocks decide they're not going to move there. There you go. Now, if you include Apple, which was positive today, with Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Facebook, that's equal to 1/4 of the market. So if 1/4 of the market's doing all the heavy lifting, which is just a couple stocks there, and 1/4 of the market starts to pull back, you see the pressure it puts on the stock market all day. I don't know if you look at a 5-minute chart, but if you look, all day the market spent defending its open or its previous close. I don't have a way to really put that on the chart, but all day here. So here's your early morning sell-off throughout the day there. This is the previous close right in here. All day I was trying to defend that. Right up at the end of the day, you got a little bit of bounce off of the prior day's close, but that acted as your support all day. Now, you have 1/3 of the S&P in correction territory. 1/3. But the market's at all-time highs. How can you have 1/3 of the S&P down 10% or more? Look it up, right? 1/3 of the S&P down 10% or more. That's the biggest number since May. And there's actually enough stocks that are within 2% of being down double digits on the year that number could go to 50% of the S&P being down 10% or more, really all in one day. It would just take one bad day for that to happen, and you'd have 50% of the stock market down 10%. But yet we're sitting at all-time highs, right? Be ultra careful here, right? Ultra careful. All right. Well, and then the Apple news, by the way, I'll just pop that out to you. Apple's going to let some of the apps, they're choosing, let some of the apps go around their pay through the App Store there, let you be directed to the app's individual site so you can make your payments there. So they're trying to, hey, look, we're helping you out a little bit if you're interested. They're also saying that maybe the MacBook Pro is going to be delayed. Chip shortage, man. And it's not necessarily chip shortage anymore because they're coming back online. It's also chip prices. Right? When there's a shortage of anything, prices go up. They're just not willing to pay it. Right? So that's the issue there. All right, let's look at the Dow. There we go. You got the Dow flirting around there. Will it break out or will it not break out? What's going to happen there? The day's gains today could be attributed really to just a couple stocks. United Healthcare had a good day. Home Depot had a decent day as well. And Caterpillar, a small, almost 2% by the end of the day there. Those three stocks are your reason for the Dow being where it is today. Everything else was just no help. Visa pulling back. Great pullback on Visa, actually. American Express continuing to pull back. Financials, really. Goldman Sachs was positive, but ever so slightly. It's holding up the best compared to some of the other financials out there. Now, what's interesting is if you're playing Guess the Dow, take a look. You got the Dow not moving very much. So if your guess is somewhere in here, remember tomorrow's the deadline, we'll see. You're awfully close there. Let's see if Cody can tell us who's in the lead.
Yeah, we got our leaderboard today. We got William, Londell, Amy, Carol, and Jay. Actually, Carol and Jay were our leaders on Monday, so they're right back in it. We should have a fun little finish here. This should be fun.
That's something. Like we have this just barely a little bit of a move, and the leaderboard changes. That's pretty cool. I like it. All right. Well, what do we got? 35, 423. All right. So that's pretty close. Old William's hoping the market doesn't go too much higher. But any little perk up tomorrow, what do we got? A 20, 30-point gain tomorrow would present a whole new leaderboard, it looks like, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's tight at the top there too. Right above there, there's a lot of guesses that are very close. So.
Damn, look at Amy and Lundell right there, man. I love it, man. That just shows, obviously, you got a good amount of people taking guesses there. The names are changing. I love to see it, man. Keep your playing if you want. jazzwealth.com/guess the Dow. It's a $100 gift card. No strings attached. All right, sector breakdown here for today. Did you see oil? Nice. So bouncing oil there. OPEC says no changes to their production plans there. But energy, which was the best performer today, under a lot of scrutiny from all different angles right now. And I'll use the XLE as my example. Here's a sector of the market that is moving lower, yet the market is at highs. That's interesting there. Let's take a look at a few of them, actually, and use that as our breakdown. Industrials, is that moving to all-time highs? I'd argue that that one's actually holding up pretty good, but there's nothing happening here. So the market's moving on without it. Healthcare actually is doing a good job. We know REITs and utilities, when I get there, those are going to be doing well. But other than that, transports, are, which is not a sector, but I like to look at it as one. Transports moving to all-time highs? But the market is. Basic materials? No. But is the market? Yep. Consumer staples. Now these guys have woken up. That's actually kind of interesting there. If you look at the consumer staples sector, why is everybody being so defensive? Right? Especially lately. Why is that at all-time highs? That's dragging for the year. It's normally a slower mover anyways. But what's going on there, huh? Other than that, what do you have? I'll peek on a couple different financials. Not bad, but are we at all-time highs there? No. Semiconductors are all right, but that's not a sector. Consumer discretionary. Yeah, what's going on? Tech. All right. Tech's being led by those handful of names there. You give it that one. So no problem there. And communication services. We know that's driven by really just three different stocks there. Retail, anything going on there? Look, I mean, you don't have all these sectors going right at highs. They're either sleeping, pulling back, or trying to get there, and that'd be great. That would help, boost the markets even more if that happened. But why the disconnect? What's going on out there? Why are so many of these areas disconnected? I do want to point out real quick, you got healthcare, United Healthcare and Pfizer. Those were your big movers here today. Pfizer finally getting a little bit of a bounce. We talked about this being super duper extended there, so hopefully helped you avoid any nonsense there. Baxter, also in the news, if you happen to own it, an amazing quick recovery there. Their deal is done with Hillrom, which is HRC, I believe. Yeah, I haven't looked at that in a while. So this is getting bought out. They're done. That deal closed today. Communication services, Facebook and Google were the only ones responsible today, right, for the decline. Facebook and Alphabet, I should say. Sorry. Department of Justice is considering another lawsuit against Alphabet, this time against their ad tech unit. So they can't get out of their own way with that kind of stuff. And I want to point out Comcast. This was the bright spot. Comcast up 1%, continues to break out. And Dish, if you happen to own that one, all right, that looks pretty good too. Not really a big pullback there, but already moving back towards highs. Speaking of highs, you had 76 new highs and one new low. The low was Hormel. That was a nasty one there. So Hormel has earnings, and they were talking about inflation. Yet another name to say we're having some issues with inflation. We're going to try to pass it on to consumers, but we're not sure we can do it overall, and it's getting out of control. So those were their words, not mine. That was the one new low for the day. Netflix. There you go. New highs, but overbought. Severely overbought in the ultra short term. What happens if Netflix starts to pull back and Facebook continues and Microsoft? Just those 5 or 6 stocks, man. That's not a good sign. Anyways, Philip Morris. Hey, we talked about this being a slow and uneventful breakout. Got eventful today. That's awesome. We own it, so we're happy to see that. Up 2% on the day, and I'm not complaining. LabCorp, I just thought I'd point this out. I don't know if it's the best looking breakout, but one that made new highs today. It is incredibly strong. You can't say that this one's not helping the market or participating at all. So I just want to point that one out. And A.O. Smith was that breakout from the other day. Hasn't really done much, but today was a little more exciting. 1.5% and hitting new highs in the meantime. Stocks in the news. I'm going to do it. Let me just go to this one right here. Check it out. Okay, Walmart. Up 0.5% on the day. They're going to give employees a $1 an hour raise, the front line people, registers and things like that, which is great. I mean, good for them. So they're giving them a $1 raise, have a little extra money for the holidays. If you did the math on that one, comes out to $22.6 million extra dollars a week, not including payroll taxes or anything, just the raw dollars. $22.6 million extra dollars a week. That's a lot. All right, give them a little credit. It's $1.1 billion a year that they're giving to their employees to give this extra $1 an hour. Just have a little fun here. Just real quick, right? And I'm not picking on them at all. Here we go. Here's Alice Walton. Remember we've been giving her a little bit of a hard time, all the money the stock she's been selling off? This is what she's done in August so far. She took the first 2 weeks off in August, maybe a vacation or something, I don't know. She's sold over $500 million. As much as she's sold already, she could single-handedly pay the $1.1 billion a year and still be filthy stinking rich. Now, I don't believe in that. I'm not saying she should do that. I'm just pointing out, isn't that incredible? Look at these numbers. August 18th, $100 million basically in the bank. 86 million, 38. That's a bit of a quiet day there. August 25th, 125 million. Look, in less than 1 day, she could take care of that $1 raise for a week. Payroll taxes included. Here you go. You got 38 million. She just knocks it out. Way to go, Alice, man. And it's not just Alice, by the way. You have the 2 other brothers. They do the exact same thing at the exact same time. I just happen to like watching what she does. But you could replicate that. So do that again, and one more time. Take those same exact numbers. And that's the kind of money moving around out there. That is impressive, man. It's just hard to even fathom that kind of stuff, right? All right, moving on here. We got Chewy. Well, I got that one wrong, didn't I? I said I thought they would probably beat earnings. They were expected to report a loss of 2 cents. I thought maybe they'd break even, to be honest. I thought they'd beat on earnings. They did not. They missed by 3 cents. So instead of losing the penny, they lost 4 cents. They lowered their guidance going forward. One of the issues that they're having is people want to buy stuff. They can't get it in the stores. It's out of stock. It's stuck in a shipping container. It's in the middle of the ocean, and they can't seem to get it to the ports there. So pandemic stocks continue to take a hit. These are the stocks that did well during the pandemic. During the bulk of it. This would be one of them. Smith & Wesson would be another one if you're looking. They got hit today too as well because everybody was staying at home buying guns and going around shooting guns or doing whatever. Well, now they're all back to work, so they're not buying as many guns. Also, they're having problems getting materials as well. So that's starting to translate. Anyways, Chewy took quite a bit of a hit today, down 9% on the day. Virgin Galactic, can't help but cheer them on, although I don't know how they're going to make money. SPCE is a ticker symbol, down 3% on the day, but they're taking the Italian Air Force to the edge of space on the next flight, actually. So, the thing with Richard Branson, they went up there and flew, and then was it space, was it not space, all that whole debate. Well, they're going to take the Italian Air Force up there, and I didn't see what they're paying, if anything, by the way. But yeah, it's always fun to watch. I like watching that stuff. Costco says store sales up 9.1% versus the 8% expected. A much deserved, a well-deserved move to highs. Another 1% on the day. They're killing it, man. They're killing it. And Ford says they're going to cut production of the F-150 and the Super Duty because of chip shortages. That just continues to go around. So that's NIO, Toyota, and Ford already just this week that I know of. American Eagle. Interesting oversold decline here, right? Got a bit of a waterfall, climactic decline there. Beat on earnings by 6 cents. Sales were a little bit weaker. Everybody was looking at online sales. People went back to the stores, but not as many people went back to the stores. In other words, during the pandemic, they had more sales than if they were open and stores could go, you could go buy stuff at stores. So not a good thing there for them. They missed on revenue if I didn't say that already. But don't you, it's kind of interesting, huh? A little bit of an extended drop. Speaking of drops, 5 below, 13% lower on the day. Beats on earnings there. Revenues, again, weaker than expected. That's the same concept there. Passing through the retailers at the moment, which why you don't have this breakout yet. If you're looking at retail as a whole, this is their time. This is earnings season for them. There's nothing tomorrow, but we've had a lot of retailers reporting, and we'll continue to report. Not a lot of good news there, so it's not getting it done. Other than that, I'll let the stream catch up, see if you have any questions, and I'm going to get ready for our class here tonight and keep building out our studio. I think Bitcoin was over 50,000 for a moment today. If you're a Bitcoin fan again, that's a big psychological number. Yeah, it was for just a moment there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alice Walton, yes, I believe she gives almost everything away at this point. Yeah, I'm not ragging on her at all. I just find the numbers fascinating. Last time I did look into that, I think it was like a documentary or something, to be honest. I was in New York watching that, and I thought, well, she's walking around the town somewhere. Yeah, she gives most of it away, if not all of it. That's incredible. I mean, what else are you going to do, really? I mean, come on. You don't need that. They give it away. That's nice of you. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Financials. Yeah, nothing's changed a whole lot with financials. The pressure lately comes from thinking forward. Where else could we look? We got PayPal, right? Look what they're doing. They're trying to take over every single avenue of your wallet. Ally Financial. So there's a lot of this fintechy kind of thing, whereas MasterCard and Visa, although they're playing in the same game, they bought Corvo, right? So they're playing in the same game. I just happen to follow it because we use a lot of that stuff. But they're kind of seen as the old guard versus fast and quick-moving, growth-oriented fintech. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we talked about Hormel there. Not a great move for them. Yeah, that's new lows. Another day or two, you'd be kind of interested in being a counter-trend guy there, huh? Yeah. Yeah, we got jobs numbers coming out tomorrow. If the numbers the other day were any indication, which there's no clear and consistent correlation, by the way. So when you look at private job numbers from ADP, a lot of times people will say, hey, I showed that in one of the classes. Maybe that's a hint as to what we're going to get out of jobs numbers tomorrow. It's not correlated, right? So it could be anything there. Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, get your minds right. We're going to start seeing more about the tax proposals coming out. I'm noticing a little bit here and there coming out as far as the proposals they make. I'm not against, fair taxes or anything, but boy, there's some doozies out there. So we'll probably be talking about that a little bit more. Other than that, if you're going to be in our class here tonight, looks like the invite just went out to everybody. Awesome. And I will see you guys there. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for hanging out with us.